So several teams have inquired about trading for their former Baltimore Raven pass rusher Matt Judon, and the Ravens so happen to have a need at that position. So Judon might as well come back to Baltimore, finish his career where it started, and grab a ring on the way out. We also got the star pass rusher Haason Reddick officially requesting a trade from the New York Jets. And Ravens pass rush coach Chuck Smith addresses the media today, breaking down some of the pass rushers on the Ravens roster. We also got some practice reports and highlights from today, as well as some injury updates and much more Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports, man. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing y'all our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Ravens today. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Let's dive into the content. At number 1, let's talk about Matt Judon and the possibility of him being brought back to Baltimore. First of all, the Ravens have shown their willingness to trade for pass rushers in the past, including sending a third-round pick for Yannick Ngakoue and trading for Calais Campbell within Eric DeCosta's recent tenure. Secondly, Matt Judon is familiar with Baltimore, and the Ravens are a Super Bowl contender. Could be a great fit. Judon is due $6.5 million in the final year of his deal. New England made a contract offer to Judon this summer, which Matt Judon did not accept. And the Patriots are in clear rebuild mode right now and need draft capital. Plus, the Ravens recently suffered an injury there with Malik Ham, who John Harbaugh said was expected to play a good amount this year and was a really exciting young pass rusher for the Ravens. The Ravens have a need there. They also lost Jadeveon Clowney in free agency. Let's go through the pass rush room real quick. Odafe Oweh, the expectations are high, the talent is high, but we've never seen the high-end production. The most sacks he's ever had in a season is 5. He's posted that number twice, but today, outside linebacker coach Chuck Smith was fired up about Oweh and said that he'll be a double-digit sack guy and had a handful of sacks last year that he missed. And he said he's an A-list pass rusher. He was top 15 in the NFL when it comes to pass rush win rate, but also did not always convert those pressures into sacks. And he also dealt with some injury last year as well. So a healthy Oweh, the ceiling could be really high for this player. And that's our most talented rusher on the roster right now. The second guy in line is Kyle Van Noy. You know, he's a solid starter. He posted 9.5 sacks last year, but he's 33 years old. Tavius Robinson was a 4th-round pick from last year. I really like him as a player. He did post 1 sack last year, 23 tackles. And Chuck Smith said today, absolutely raving about Tavius Robinson, calling him a glass eater who never turned down a rep. He shows no mercy, he says. Tavius Robinson is everything you look for in a Raven. I love the way that Tavius Robinson plays. I like his motor. I like his physicality. And I like him in this rotation. We also got the 3rd-round rookie, Adisa Isaac, but again, a 3rd-round rookie. And he was just cleared to practice and is a little bit behind the bar as far as, training camp reps and all of that stuff. And then the other guy in the room is Malik Harrison, who is not really a pass rush specialist, but, converted from an inside linebacker, plays a little bit of both now and more of a edge setting type of outside linebacker. The other guy is David Ajabo. He didn't even play in the preseason against the Eagles because he wasn't cleared to play yet. So David Ajabo has constantly dealt with injury since entering the league. He's super talented, but that doesn't matter if you're never out there in the field. I hope and wish the best for David Ajabo. I think if he's out there healthy, he's a difference maker. He's a natural pass rusher. He's got great bend and explosiveness, ran a 4.5 at his height and weight, man. He's really talented. He's got God-given ability, but we just got to see him stay healthy. So my point in going through all these guys is to show that we don't really have a lot of known pass rush production, and that a guy like a Haason Reddick or a Matt Judon would be a great addition. I'm more for the Matt Judon because I don't know about the character stuff with Haason Reddick. He was just traded to the Jets. He hasn't even played with them, and he's already wanting a trade again after not getting the contract he wants. Both of these guys are going to cost money. The Ravens don't have a lot of salary cap right now, but they definitely have restructure options for multiple guys on the roster where they could free up some space. I do think that pass rusher is probably the weakest link on the roster right now, and a move like this I think would bolster and solidify this team for a Super Bowl run. At number 2, we had a funny situation in red zone drills today. Lamar Jackson threw to Isaiah Likely, who he targeted very heavily yesterday. And, Isaiah Likely had multiple touchdowns, multiple, 20-yard plus bombs caught from Lamar Jackson. But today, he had a pass broken up by Marcus Williams in the end zone with no flag, and Lamar Jackson goes to the tablet, pulls up the play while the third stringers are still on the field, and goes and shows the play to two different refs arguing for pass interference, and it's reported that there was some laughs. At number 3, the Baltimore Ravens, first round cornerback Nate Wiggins, in his NFL debut, had a 90.2 coverage grade, 8 yards allowed, 3 forced incompletions, and a 42.4 passer rating allowed. This dude is dynamite. He is natural at getting his hands on the football, getting his head around and making a play on the football. He's got those long, lanky arms to make a play on the ball, and he's got elite cover skills. Just really sticky, doesn't allow a lot of separation, and that's going to bode well whenever we play some pass-heavy teams in our conference this year, like the Buffalo Bills, like the Kansas City Chiefs, like, in our own division, the Cincinnati Bengals and the Browns and Steelers all have talented pass catchers that Nate Wiggins is going to be battling head-to-head with alongside of his teammates, man, and Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton. Speaking of Kyle Hamilton, by the way, it's reported by John Harbaugh that it's just a sprain, that injury that he had, the injury scare in camp yesterday. It's not serious, and he'll be good to go. At number 4, Rashad Bateman is back at practice today, only to leave early a little bit later. So, Rashad Bateman, another one of these guys where the talent is off the charts. Like physical tools, actual skill, like football, talent, route running. He's got 4.4 speed. He's got explosiveness. He can make guys miss after the catch. Y'all know I love me some Rashad Bateman. He's healthy this year relatively compared to years in the past. He has gotten some reps in with Lamar Jackson, was building a strong rapport about a week or two ago, making a lot of plays, catches from Lamar, building some chemistry. But after catching a touchdown from Lamar Jackson, landed on the football, and he's been dealing with some soreness in his midsection. He missed a few days of practice, then came back today and had a single one-on-one rep, and then immediately after that went off to the side, took his pads off, and left the field with the trainers. So it doesn't seem like he's fully right and recovered from that midsection injury. That's all right. What I don't want to see happen is Rashad Bateman has all this pressure to be out there in the practice and show, hey, I can be healthy, that he ends up pushing an injury that becomes worse and just doesn't recover. Like, take the rest, dude. We'll be fine. We still got over 3 weeks until kickoff versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So if he needs to take 3 to 4, maybe a week off, they still got time to get some good practice reps together. I just don't want to see him push something and have it turn into something more serious. At number 5, speaking of injuries, TJ Tampa, the rookie 4th-round cornerback, who there's no way should have been in the 4th round. I'm just telling you right now. This guy was actually projected at one point in the 1st round, and then we saw him mocked in the 2nd round, and he was consistently around the 50 to 75 mark as far as on people's boards. And, big consensus boards, guys like Mel Kiper and stuff, he was top 50 consistently. However, he did fall due to some testing numbers. That's all right. The Ravens have a good track record of making guys like that produce. That's the reason why we have the All-Pro on our team, Kyle Hamilton. It's because he ran a little bit of a slow of a 40, which when you see him on the field, he doesn't look slow whatsoever. So TJ Tampa, what I'm saying is he's super talented, and he fell to the Ravens in the 4th round. He's finally back, and I'm excited about this secondary. It's so deep, especially at outside corner right now. Nate Wiggins, Brandon Stevens, Marlon Humphrey, TJ Tampa, and then Jalen Armour-Davis, who's been balling out as well. Another guy that caught my eye in preseason was Bump Cooper. I think he's an undrafted free agent. He also had very high numbers from PFF and graded out really well. So the Ravens secondary is loaded. Great to see TJ Tampa back. As always, hit the like button if you enjoyed today's content. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.